Okay, Hank, we're attacking lesson 85 in Saxon 5.4 a little bit differently today. We're going to use this whiteboard. The first thing I need you to do is make sure that you have a scrap piece of paper ready, or this could be on the back of what will be your mixed practice paper. So just make sure you have that. If you don't, go ahead and pause this and get that. Okay, so lesson 85 is about multiplying by multiples of 10. So for example, this one's going to be a little more familiar to you because we've done something like it before. So we have 123 times 10. With multiples of 10 are really nice because basically what we're doing in multiplying a number by 10 is adding a 0 to that number. So for example, 123 times 10 would equal 1,230. Because 10 has 1 0, right? So when we're multiplying, we're adding 1 0 on to the original number, which is 123. So that would be 1,000. Let's put the little comma in there. 1,230. Now, what would it look like if we had a problem like this? I want you to write this out with me. So we have we'll draw this divider there. So 123 times 1,000. We'll put this right there. There we go. Times 1,000. 123 times 1,000. So how many zeros are in 1,000? Well, we have 1, 2, 3. We're going to add 3 zeros onto 123. So we would get 123,000. See that? Now, let's say they might try to trip you up by doing something like this. Let's say we had 100 times 23. So the hundreds first, right? But remember, if we're multiplying by 100, that means we're going to add, how many zeros does 100 have? 2 zeros onto the other number. So the answer would be 2,300 because we added the 2 zeros onto 23. This is a special thing that you can do when you're multiplying multiples of 10, like 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. You just add on however many zeros it has to the original number. You can't do this with other numbers, but you can do it with multiples of 10. So, there it is. What does it look like when we do it with money? Let's check that out. So, we have $1.23 times 100, right? So, how many zeros do we have in 100? Well, there's 2, right? So, if we write this out, we have $1.23. We're not going to place the decimal point yet. We're just going to write the numbers. So we have 123, and then we add 2 zeros on. Now, do you see how the decimal point was right here in $1.23? It's right, so let's bring it down here. Now, when we're multiplying by money, when we have that decimal point, we have to move the decimal point to the right however many times however many times there are numbers of zeros. So there's 2 zeros here. So that means we're going to move the decimal point 2 times to the right. And what do we get there? We have $123. Okay? We're going to try another problem here in just a second. Okay, we're trying another money problem here. The cool thing about these are sometimes you can do these types of problems in your head because multiples of 10 are really easy to work with because we know, okay, we're going to be adding on 2 zeros to this number. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 612, which is really $6.12, right? So we can put the decimal point there. And then we're adding 2 zeros on. Now, when we're dealing with money, we have to move the decimal point over however many zeros we have. So we have 2 zeros. That means we're going to move the decimal 2 times to the right. 1, 2. So what's that going to be? It's going to be $612 with no cents. Okay, I want you to try to do this one mentally. What is 32 times 100? So, 32 times 100. How many zeros do we have? 2. We're going to add 2 zeros onto 32. So we get 3,200. All right. I want you to try... Let me see, what numbers? I want you to try A. I want you to try A and F from the lesson practice. So, try A and F, and then come back and check your answers. A and F from lesson 85, lesson practice. Okay, let's go over your answers for A and F. So A is really easy, because how many zeros does 10 have? It has 1. So we're going to add 1 zero onto this top number, which would give us 3,650. 3,650. Now let's check F. So we're dealing with money, so we got to watch that decimal there, right? We have to watch the decimal. So how many zeros does 1,000 have? Because this is $2.50 times 1,000. Well, it has 3 zeros, so we're going to write 250 down, and we're going to add on these 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Now, because there's 3 zeros, that means we need to move the decimal point to the right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So we would get $2,500. Okay, you ready for the mixed practice? Either evens or odds? Go ahead and pick evens or odds. And you're ready to go. Best of luck.